A delight it is to celebrate together our 14th anniversary as the St. Mary Magdalene community. Who would have imagined 14 years ago a group of about 10 people would grow into who we are today? So in celebration and appreciation, let's give one another a round of applause. In her book, The Meaning of Mary Magdalene, author Cynthia Bourgeault names Mary Magdalene the woman at the heart of Christianity. When you hear the name Mary Magdalene, what word comes to your mind? Just a word or a phrase. Some of the words our community offered were trailblazer, compassionate, strong, companion, courageous, tower of strength, avatar. There are so many wonderful qualities of Mary Magdalene. Today, my message will focus on Mary Magdalene as leader and how her leadership speaks to us individually and communally. I think there are three qualities that define Mary's leadership style: faithfulness, intimacy, and courage. First, faithfulness. Mary Magdalene was faithful to her call to live and teach the good news. In the passage we heard today from the Gospel of Mary, her faithfulness took the form of reassurance as she reminded the grieving disciples that Jesus's grace would be with them and that Jesus had prepared them well. Her words led Jesus's followers to a more confident place where they too could be faithful in sharing the good news. Second is intimacy. The Magdalene quality of leadership includes intimacy. In her book, The Friendship of Women, author Joan Chittister says Mary deeply valued, lovingly tended, and warmly received those she journeyed with. Let us remember that a true leader values and understands the needs of those they are leading and is not afraid to be known herself or himself. Third is courage. Mary Magdalene was a courageous, prophetic leader. During our liturgies the last couple weeks, we spoke about many different prophets, and Mary Magdalene, well, too, was a prophet. She was the first witness to the resurrection, courageously shared that news with Jesus's followers, and commissioned them to do the same. She models for us how to courageously and prophetically proclaim the good news in our lives. Faithfulness, intimacy, and courage are Magdalene qualities of leadership. So how has our faith community been called to embody these three qualities? As I look around, whether on Zoom or in the backyard, I see a wonderful group of extraordinary leaders who have answered the call to live the good news and have demonstrated the same qualities Mary Magdalene did. Those who birthed the Mary Magdalene community in 2007 stepped courageously onto a path, not knowing at all how it would unfold. They faithfully met each week whether 3 people showed up or all 10. Thank you, Eileen and Larry DeFranco, Cass Englert, and your beloved Bud, Peg and Jer Devine, Maria Marlowe, Mary Lefevre, Mary Rose Smith, Joe Boyle, and Charlotte Flynn. Your courage and faithfulness continue to bear fruit as the Mary Magdalene community proclaims the good news in 2021. I also want to thank Judy Heffernan and our sister communities, Sanctuary of Peace and the Community of the Christian Spirit, as well as the Women's Ordination Conference, for faithfully walking your prophetic path and for supporting us as we have evolved into who we are now. There is an intimacy of heart that I find permeates our Mary Magdalene community and enfleshes the intimacy of Mary Magdalene's leadership. For example, when our community members offer their loved ones in prayer during our liturgies, bonds of trust and connection form among us. We pray from the depths of our being for healing in whatever way is needed. Sometimes we share the death of a loved one, as Mary Ellen did last week, a tragic accident that Walt's niece experienced, or a child's drowning that Maria shared last Sunday. It could be a prayer such as one offered by Pat McKittrick for those in her ministry to the homeless, or Terry's remembering those in Africa suffering from poverty, political instability, or violence. Or it could be a heartfelt, intimate prayer of gratitude that is offered. Thank you for entrusting us with your heart's deepest needs. For through your intimacy and vulnerability, you lead our community to connect more deeply and faithfully in living God's way of love and compassion. Our community faces some important decisions in the next few months regarding worship options. I find the willingness of our community to engage a multi-step decision-making process embodies the Magdalene qualities of leadership. I have always deeply respected our community's willingness to face issues with honesty and a prayerful, listening heart. Our community does not back away, but rather leans into the issue at hand as we faithfully, intimately, and courageously discuss, discern, and decide. As we continue this process and move toward a decision, I am confident that the Spirit of Mary Magdalene will continue to guide us and lead us in this pivotal moment. In closing, thank you, beloved ones of the Mary Magdalene community, for being the faithful, intimate, and courageous leaders you are in the many dimensions of your life, and for truly loving one another. My prayer for all of us is that we may adventure together with a spirit-filled and fun-loving heart into the future of our years as the St. Mary Magdalene community.